Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot. Jesus Christ. It's not like I've only been gone for like a couple of weeks. Jesus. Can't even read my own disclaimer here, my own warning. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets. Jesus. And I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. Luckily, though, it's kind of hot enough that everyone's sleeping. Rather be sleeping. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's not that hot, but I do have the air going on in the office, so we should be okay, though. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. There's like 600 of them to choose from in the archive. Viewer discretion is advised. There we go. Yeah, could you believe that I almost have like 600 600 videos in my archive? It's like all these different types of like speed paints and tutorials and like past episodes of the vlogs. Well, so much for him sleeping, right? Past episode of the vlogs and and even past episodes of the draw stream. And it's like, that's a lot of videos. Good grief. But yeah, let's see who's joining us today. Hello, Joseph. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Pizza 33. Hello. Oh, Efrain. Hello, Efrain. I remember from the last show. Look, it's only been a couple of weeks since we've done this, so it's not like I know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. So what else is going on over here? Hold on. Let me just try to find everything here. I mean, really, it's like I skip a couple of shows in a row and it's like I forget how to do any of this. Jesus Christ. So hello everyone. Welcome. My name is Daphne Lage and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
With a few exceptions, the characters on this program are weird and peculiar and not to be trusted.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales. And I am currently known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is currently on Kickstarter with just a little over 2 weeks to go on the campaign. This is for EGORAVEN Volume 2. Which collects issues 5 through 8, and it is on Kickstarter now, and the link is in the show notes and in the chat as well, so check that out. Check that out in the meantime. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show, which oh my God, I could barely talk today. It's always like this. The Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we talk about all sorts of things, but it always has to do with indie comics. Hey, because, we try to stay focused as much as we can. And in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel here at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network as well. If you're joining me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. And And make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my shows go live. And if you're joining us from Twitch, welcome. Welcome. You can stay where you are. We can, because I'm streaming there for a reason, because at least with Facebook, it has a tendency to kind of act up. To kind of act up and and glitch out. So at least if you're here on YouTube, at least if you're here on Twitch, you'll be able to watch and interact without any real issues. So so that's so again, let me just get my stuff together. So it's been 2 weeks, I think. Since 2-3 weeks, I think, since I did a last vlog. Look, that's why I call this a semi-weekly vlog live stream, because it's like, look, I do the vlogs twice a week, and so far I've been able to do that without a hitch. The live stream, the draw stream, sometimes things gets in the way, and I can't really do it. But we are here today, and that's what matters. So let's see. So let me see if I can remember what I spoke about the last time. Just in case there are a few of you who don't watch the vlog, so you're not keeping up to date with all my stuff that way. Again, EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, Volume 2 is on Kickstarter right now. As you can see, this is the finished proof for the book. It collects issues 5 through 8 of this 15-issue series. So because and I have the proof right here, so you can see that it's done. And if you've never heard of my book before and you're kind of like, I don't know, it's like, are you going to ship? Absolutely, I'm going to ship. Usually around around the first week after the campaign ends, I'm just tweaking the files, doing some last minute lookovers, and then sending it to the printers as soon as the campaign is over. And then in about 2 to 3 weeks, I should have the books in hand, and then get everybody's books out, usually by the 4th week, so after a campaign ends. So I try to ship as quickly as the printer can get them to me. In the end, that's it's all up to the printer. And trade paperbacks tend to produce a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer for the printer to produce rather than individual issues. So with the trade, it's probably going to take 3 weeks as opposed to individual issues that takes 2 weeks. But it still gets out, usually within that 3-week period. So go ahead and pledge with confidence to EGORAVEN. And of course, just because I have a campaign running, it doesn't mean I'm not thinking about what else is coming along down the pipe. And where's my stuff here? Oh yeah. And so the next campaign that's going to be, so of course I'm preparing already for the next campaign that comes after EGORAVEN. A little bit different. For those of you who have been waiting for this, for those of you who've been lamenting the loss of the House of Bob show, sometimes I do miss that show, especially when I want to discuss certain things that are not really appropriate for the daytime shows, as I put it. Especially nowadays, YouTube has gotten a bit more strict about that. But if you miss House of Bob and you don't know about it, the next campaign coming late summer of this year is the House of Bob sketchbook campaign, and this is a collection of my furry fetish sketches. I, for obvious reasons, I cannot open either of these books on camera. But if you're familiar with House of Bob, it is a collection of my erotic furry artwork that now I'm finally putting it in the definitive format for this series. I have put out House of Bob on Kickstarter before, but this is going to be the format I am sticking with. So this book, I think it's 46 pages. It's going to be perfect bound. It's black and white interior with color cover, color front cover, and color back cover, and it's a 6x9 size. And as you can see, I have my proof here already. So the campaign is definitely ready to go. And also on that House of Bob campaign, I am doing a remaster of an old comic that I did back in, I think, like 97. Mondo Bondo. It's one of the original erotic furry collections that I did that was in comic book stores, believe it or not. And I did a remaster of it. I recolored the cover and the back cover, and I also, let's see, I think, so there you go, a little peek, everybody. I won't tell if you won't. So it's black and white interiors. This one is 32 pages, and the campaign is going to be for both of these sketchbooks. So every sketchbook that I put out after these, they're all going to be in this format. So that way, I'm very particular about having my books match. So this is going to be the final, I guess, form of these sketchbooks, and I'm looking to probably put out more sketchbooks a couple of times, maybe once or maybe like probably twice, 2 more times next year, and then just keep putting out as many sketchbooks as I can put together. So there you go. So this is something for everybody to look forward to. House of Bob's the 2 sketchbook set. And also on that campaign as well, for those of you who are interested in getting commissions from me, it's one of the rare ways that you can get a private commission, a personalized commission from me, is going to be on the House of Bob campaign. So keep an eye out for that. Once I have the campaign put together and I get the pre-launch page up, trust me, you'll all be the first to know. So speaking of upcoming campaigns, as you can see in this corner right here, we are back to try to get through this cover for Tall Tales Volume 1 of Tears of the Mother. We just recently did a campaign for the individual issues. It was a release of the brand new issue 6 of the miniseries. It's an 8-issue limited series for Tall Tales. And right now, I am working on the cover for that trade paperback. I know I started it on the last campaign. I started it on the last live stream that I did. I'm still putting together. But as you can see, a couple of more characters have been added to the group since the last live stream. Hello, Blaze. Hello. Yes, interesting. That interesting can mean anything, right? Yes. Thank you, Joseph. Yes. So yeah, I'm going to make this sketchbook collection thing. I'm going to try to make this a regular thing. So the cover that we're working on is for Tall Tales. And like I said before, if you're not familiar with it, Tall Tales is my furry fantasy adventure in the reign, in the kind of like Lord of the Rings, Disney meets Lord of the Rings. And this is just a continuation of the main series, which started off with Thieves Quest, which is 4 volumes. It's the 4 volumes that you can see right here. And this book is going to be the direct continuation from this story arc. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Actually, you know what? I might as well just, usually I wait until like the half hour mark to kind of like get started. but it's like, you know what, there hasn't really been much going on. I've just been working. Hold on. I've just been working nonstop on EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, trying to finish up the 15 the remaining issues of this 15-issue limited series. It's not a limited series. The story arc is 15 issues. Tears of the Mother is a limited series, although it's still a story arc, a complete story arc. So yeah, so EGORAVEN is 15 issues. We just recently, we have the trade for issues 5 through 8, which collects issues 5 through 8, and I am currently penciling and lettering the rest of the series. So yeah, so I've been kind of like, I've been a busy little bee trying to get this done. Like I said, this year I want to finish penciling and lettering all of the books that I have outstanding. So it's going to be up to issue 15 of EGORAVEN, and then Tears of the Mother 7 and 8. So I can have those penciled and done. Because the penciling and I probably shouldn't have shown you that. The penciling and the lettering. Actually no. All right. That was further up. I thought maybe I showed something I shouldn't have. So the penciling and layouts are like the most difficult thing for me to do in the entire process. They take me the longest. So the more I can do in advance, the penciling, that the easier it will be when I start inking. When I start inking these, because then it's like technically I'm just tracing my pencils, and not having to really think about it. Like when I'm doing when I'm doing layouts, like this, it really requires a lot of concentration from me, to make sure that, like everything, like the story flows correctly, the panels work together, they look right. And yeah, and I just, and it's like, and I'm just want to get these pencils done for all these books. It's it's this. It's this. I found that baby wipes are better than towels, to tell you the truth. So yeah, so if you see me with this, just, it's just it's still a little humid. Because I don't want to crank up the AC too high. So because the Con Ed bill is going to be fun on that one. So yeah, so I'm just working on that. So I'm currently I'm on page 18 on EGORAVEN issue 14. So I'm a little bit under an issue and a half left. I'm about at an issue and a half left to finish the series, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Because I know I'm gonna freak out when I finish that last page. Just like I did with the script. Once I pencil in that final page, which I have sketched out already in my sketchbook, I have exactly how the book literally ends, and I know. It's going to be a milestone. I mean, technically, the scene that I'm working on now is a major milestone as well. Like this is a scene that it's like I've had sketched out since around like 2020, when I was really planning out the book before I released issue 1 in 2021. And it's just really trippy realizing that I've gotten this far already. And I honestly, I have to thank Clip Studio Paint for that. Clip Studio Paint is the program that we're going to be working on today, and not Spawn. Oh, but also I think Clip Studio is on sale. I'm not sure if it's still on sale, but they had a sale going on. So if you want to pick up Clip Studio Paint, now is the time to do it. I think they hold like another sale around the 4th of July. So So yes, so if you want to pick up Clip Studio Paint, because honestly, I think that without this program, if I was doing these pages traditionally, I would be nowhere near where I am now. I mean, Clip Studio Paint makes it so easy for me to pencil and fiddle with the pages and noodle with things and just like and keep it moving, and that's what it, and I just can't, I just can't imagine, not doing these pages on Clip Studio. Um, so I'm just really happy with that. And that's why we are continuing with Clip Studio Paint. So, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pop this cover on the screen. So here we are. So this is what we're looking at. What we're working on right now. So like I said, this is the cover to the trade paper, the first trade paperback to Tall Tales, Tears of the Mother. It's going to collect issues 1 through 4. And yeah, and I keep forgetting how many characters are in this series. I mean, I thought EGORAVEN had a lot of characters. No, it's like Tall Tales. It literally is a cast of thousands, practically. I mean, the characters are nonstop in this series. So it was like really hard trying to keep it, like, okay, which of the new characters do I get on the cover, without completely overwhelming it, because not everybody can make it on the cover. So as you can see, I have 2 more characters here left to sketch in. Well, they're kind of like laid out, but that I have to like sketch and ink. So what I've been doing is that I've been doing every one of the characters separately. And what I plan on doing is I want to color in each character separately and then bring them into, so I can arrange it however I want. Kind of like the way, like, like anime, they like have like the base characters, and then they create all sorts of posters just by laying out the characters differently. And that's what I'm doing here. So also, yeah, it allows me also to use the individual characters as assets. And so I'm just kind of like killing a couple of birds with the same stone. So by doing it this way, it's a little awkward, because before you only draw what you're going to use, right? But this way I have to draw out the entirety of the character, and then yeah, I'm going to lose that work. But at least I can, as individual pieces, I can still use them. So as you can see, we have the 2 characters here. And then what I did was I opened up a separate character. So we're going to be working on Lily today. That's the character on the cover of issue 2 of Tears of the Mother. And yeah, we're just going to be doing a full body sketch of hers. So let's get the music started. Today on Epidemic Sound, we are just doing a fantasy and epic soundtrack for today. We're doing that playlist. I am not sponsored. I pay for this subscription service of royalty-free music. So that's what's going to be playing in the background today. And as always, if it sounds like the music is a little bit too loud for my voice, if it sounds like we're competing too much, please feel free to tell me in the chat, and I'll adjust accordingly. So so one thing that I figured out, I figured out in Clip Studio Paint, which I thought was a real game changer for me, or at least, look, Clip Studio Paint is a game changer for me, but this really made it convenient. So usually I work in Blue Line, right? And I didn't know how to do that in Clip Studio Paint until I found out about it. And what it is, it's Control B. and that allows me to convert the layer to a blue line layer so that I can work on top of it. I mean, yeah, technically I could have worked, because usually what I did before is I would just make it transparent and like fade it out. But this is so much better for me. I just like working on the blue line offers the blue line offers a better contrast for me when I'm using the pencil tool on top of it. So, um, so so that's really convenient. So, and as you can see, I have my reference here that I'm going to be using. And yeah, so I guess we might as well just get get this sketching started. So, and also I thought for a change it would be nice to finally see some actual sketching. Usually, usually on the streams, the work that I'm doing is kind of like almost finished. Either they're inked already and I'm just coloring it in, or they just need to be inked and the pencil's already done. But I just figure that probably like just for a little change of pace, just to show you the sketch from the beginning. Um, and how it just all just like comes together. Now, the funny thing with this character is that she's kind of supposed to look a little crazed. So, if the face ends up looking a little funny, it's supposed to. So because like I want her to look like a little mad. Oh, because Jose had showed me a post from this artist. He had done this Superman piece, like Superman in the kitchen. It was a goofy piece or whatnot, right? But people were accusing him of using AI to make the piece, and the guy showed he showed the original piece on his table. He says that, yeah, it's like it's not AI. I drew it. I just colored it in Photoshop. The pencils and the inks are traditional, but he colored it in Photoshop, and it was just really funny. It's like, I mean, also, I think that also what doesn't help either is that I think that a lot of people, well, a lot of trolls are purposefully accusing actual artists of being, of using AI. Like, the popularity of AI is just like dropping like a stone. I mean, it's like, oh, I was reading about how Warner Brothers, Sony, and Universal have all gotten together to sue these AI companies for copyright infringement. And that was kind of like the last thing these guys really wanted. When it came to their music AI, they purposefully said that they didn't want to use that they only used copyright free music because they knew the hammer that would come down on them from the companies, the music companies, would pretty much destroy them right out the gate. And now I think that what it is that I guess that these companies were hoping that they would be able to like sell the AI BS that they're selling before they had to atone for it. Right. But what it is that everyone's figuring out this is a sham. The technology is not what they say it is. It doesn't do what they say it does. That's why a lot of like the Sora video that came out like a couple of months ago, that was faked. they had to fake it because they really couldn't do. Yeah, it really couldn't do. The technology couldn't do what the thing was claiming. So, and I guess studios are beginning to catch on that it's like, oh, not you literally stole our stuff to create to try to sell us back to sell it back to us as a technology we can't use. That's not what you say it is. So now, so now, oh, and the FTC has entered the chat as well. The FTC is also suing some of these AI companies and getting them to admit that the technology is not what they're selling. So, so yeah, the FTC is going to probably like put some sanctions on them too for that. So, so there's a lot of these dipshits going around, like claiming that actual artists are using AI, I guess, to kind of like create the illusion that the technology is much more popular than it really is. And then like any artists that are trying to bullshit their way into jobs with it, it's like they're not lasting very long either. So that was part of like, oh, you know what, I haven't really drawn on screen for a while, so well, let's do that in honor of the lawsuit. The lawsuit with Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers. We're doing some semi-traditional artwork. What I find funny, though, another thing that I find funny, doing as many pages as I have, I think it's like it came out to like 174 pages that I've penciled already in Clip Studio, is that if I wanted to do like honestly, I like my pencils the way they look on traditional media, like when I'm actually using a blue pencil as opposed to just sketching. Like these are my like really, really rough sketches. Like if I wanted to do like a really, really nice pencil piece, I would do that traditionally. I would take the sketch, do like the rough sketch in Clip Studio, print it out, and then light box it with the blue pencil, and then like really get the lines to look the way I like it. That's kind of like the ironic thing about it. Like the more I use digital media, the more I kind of the more it's like, oh, I really do appreciate traditional media even more. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, so it's not that, that I'm going to abandon, like anything, abandon actually drawing on paper for Clip Studio. Clip Studio is serving a purpose for me right now. And in the end, that's just what it is. It's just another tool. It's not really a replacement for anything. But let's see. But yeah, but if I wanted like something a little bit more of a showstopper piece, yeah, I would like print this out and do it traditionally. Because I found that I just pencil a lot tighter on on paper. Hmm. Now, the funny thing is that I guess depending on how that lawsuit goes, because if Disney enters the fray, because Disney is the holdout so far. Not sure what's going on there, but if Disney decides to join this lawsuit, those companies, those AI companies, are done. You know, and in the end, for something like this, as much as I rooted for the small artists that got together and actually sued, the only people who could break the back of this shit is actual billion-dollar conglomerates. You know, because I was watching a video the other day talking about, so Puffy, P. Diddy, whatever he calls himself now, inmate, inmate, whatever, 770, whatever. Um, he was, it was an antitrust, more like anti-thrust, really. I really do think, also, I think, and this is just conjecture, but like AI companies have been trying to like break copyright, like break the copyright regulations in order to justify their stuff, you know, and especially in their small against the small artists that were suing them, and they try, you know, to the point where they tried to astroturf some fake campaign and break the copyright. The problem is that copyright's the reason why those giant companies can make their billions of dollars. And to kind of show that point, so there was it was an interview with Sting, and the radio announcers had asked him, like, oh, yo, is it true that Diddy pays you? Because, you know, that Diddy, it has to pay you in infinity, you know, for swiping one of your songs. And you just see Sting smile, and he goes, yeah. So I guess when I forgot what rapper had died, was murdered, actually was murdered. Um, Notorious Big, right? And Puffy did a song, you know, honoring, right? And he took a sample from Every Breath You Take without permission to make the song. I guess he thought, you know, it's like, oh, you know, it's like, you know, what is it? It's like, what's the phrase? It's like, ask for forgiveness. It's like, you know, ask for forgiveness later or something. Well, that forgiveness came to the tune of a penalty of $700,000 a month. Was it, or $700,000 a year? I think it was like he pays $700,000 a year. You know, as a penalty, because it's like, because it was Elton John that ratted him out. It seems it was Elton John heard the song and ratted Puffy out to Sting, saying, it's like, yo, he just took your, did he get permission to use Every Breath You Take? And he goes, no. And so now Puffy has been paying Sting like almost, you know, $1 million, $700,000 a year since that song came out, and there's no stop to it. It's like he would have to completely remove the song from circulation. I think that's the only way to stop the penalty. So Sting says that so it's like they said that yeah, it has to be $700,000 a year, because they say that he's, well, from the time of the interview, that Sting has made over $5 million, um uh yeah, $5 million from that song, from that sample, from the penalties of that sample, from stealing that sample. And there was another rapper that used one of his other songs as well. And Sting says that the way he explained it is, Puffy's pen, what Puffy was paying sent his kids to college. What this other rapper is paying is sending his grandkids to college. So that just goes to show you how important the copyright laws are for the companies. I mean, in this case, I guess Sting owns the masters, so he gets that money. But it's the same thing. It would have been the same thing if Warner Brothers had owned the master to that, and it's like, no, we own the rights to that. So you pay us, almost $1 million a year in perpetuity, for that. So I think that, yeah, so I think in the end, like, these companies decided, okay, enough is enough. It's like, you guys are being completely out of pocket, and we got to rein you in, you know um so yeah, so that's so that kind of, like, that's what inspired me today to kind of like, oh, let's do some actual sketching on the vlog today, on the live stream. So because the thing, because I don't really record. I know that Clip Studio has a record function where it records everything that you do, for a particular piece. But I mean, I can't be bothered with that. And you know and it's like, I can't have my processor being wasted by something that I'm not really going to use. um and the thing is, though, it's like, look, if somebody ever accused, like, oh, that piece is AI, it's like, bro, I have the sketches right here. All I have to do is pull out the sketchbook, or at least show them the actual file with the layers in it. That's like, nah, it's right here. It's like, and if worse comes to worse, like, look, you want me to draw it again? I can draw it again. It's like, I could do that too. So it's like, I have no real concern about that. Oh man. There we go. So okay, we kind of have the base down. I think I like the let me so this is the part that I love about Clip Studio Paint, right? So usually, I don't know, I have this habit of making the heads a little too small, or am I making the bodies too big? But in Clip Studio, I can kind of just like tweak it like that. And it's like, because usually it doesn't need much, right? Uh, you know, um, it usually doesn't need much, but if I had done this traditionally, what I would have ended up doing is making a copy of it slightly larger, and then when I went to ink it, I would correct it inking, by light boxing it. But this way, I can just enlarge it like the way I did, and it's like, okay, much better, and actually, I think probably a little bit more. um especially since it's not a lot. It's like, I don't know, it's just enough for it to look right in my, in my vision, that it's like, oh yeah, yeah, this is correct. Um, so so it's like, it was just so nice to like do pages and be able to like bring in, like be able to fix things like that as I was going along, to bring in, reference for backgrounds for stuff like that. And then it's like, just be able to sketch them in really quickly and then keep it moving. What I like too is I was, it's like, I know that I've spoken about assets in Clip Studio Paint, and I downloaded a whole bunch of them. You can see it here. I downloaded a whole bunch of them that I'm going to like kind of play around with. The only thing though, it's like, there's a couple of them that I don't know. They look like they're low res. I don't know if I installed them correctly. There's one for chainmail, and it's like, when I put it in, it was just like, why is it all pixelated? How are people using this? And but there was a couple of things, a couple of assets. Most of the time, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to use the asset and then ink on top of it, just so that it's kind of my style, that it matches. Because what I don't like about people using, a lot of creators using assets, is that it looks like an asset. It doesn't look like it's part of uh part of their drawing. Like they could use, they use assets, they build like an Akira style background, and then their characters are kind of like, don't exactly match, and I'm not, like skill level. I'm not talking about like, you have the cartoony, you have like the cartoony, like Akira characters, right? And then, on those really, really hyper detailed backgrounds, right? No, we're talking about people who it's like, it's like they really should be working more on their figure work, but their backgrounds are kind of like too on point, you know? So it looks like, an asset. So what I want to do is well, I've been doing that. I've been creating my own assets slowly, that I've just been inking myself so that it fits in with my artwork. And then I just save them. And then when I need them, I just plop them right in. It's like the next set of assets. I mean, because I know there's a lot of assets I'm going to have to put together just when I start inking these pages. Like the next Tall Tales book, I need to make assets for all of, Jake says, assets work best. Hold on, let me bring this up. Assets work best if they're sketch under drawings or developed to integrate the software to their process. Yeah, that's what I'm finding. Yeah, that's like, I don't like using them straight. So it's like, so with Tall Tales, what I'm going to need to do is like, because everybody has, I don't know why, everybody has very distinctive swords, especially Ravenwood. He has, actually, like I can show you here. So like Ravenwood has a very, very specific looking sword, and honestly, it's a pain. It's kind of like a pain for me to constantly draw it, right? Because it's very specific. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and a whole bunch of other swords, like Pandora's sword is very specific, Cromwell's sword is specific looking, to kind of just make assets of them. And then whenever I need them, just grab them and plop them in, and then like either ink them ink them in the piece, or have them pre-inked. Probably I'll have them pre-inked and then adjust accordingly. But yeah, it's like, but it just makes it. I did it to, I think, like issue 8 of EGORAVEN. I took a Rillian sword and I made an asset out of it, and I was just plopping it where I needed it, and it was just, oh my god, it was so easy, because really Yeah. What am I doing here? Okay. So like okay, so here's a funny thing, right? Let so I have this, let's play around a bit. Hold on. Let me save my file here. Right? So I was playing around with these texture brushes, right? And of course, I downloaded the one for I downloaded some lace assets, right? These are probably going to be a little tricky for me to kind of like integrate. Like I would have to really play with it to kind of see how I'm going to do this. So it's like, so let's take this lace thing. So her thing here is technically lace, but it's like, look, I can't be bothered to fucking draw all that pattern, right? So I'm just going to give you a basic shape and leave it like that, right? So supposedly, so I have this lace brush and supposedly I should be able to just do this, and just build the actually that came out a lot better, because what I realize is that you have to kind of be consistent with how your like that look like that looks like ass. You have to be really consistent with your stroke. You have to be confident with your stroke. Because you can't really stutter, because if you kind of like do that, it's like you kind of like, it looks like shit, right? But if you kind of just like just move that elbow, just like kind of use the whole arm, you know, you kind of get that lace pattern, right? Technically, I have it in reverse, um, but the thing is, it's like, right, okay, so let's say I wanted to fake. Okay, so let's do that, right? Let's do that. Right? Okay, and let's do that. And then let's do that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so if you go in the opposite direction, right? Okay, so like let's assume that that's kind of like what I was trying to do here, but now you have an actual lace pattern, right? So if I bring this up, right? Let's see, what are we here? This is 150%. So let's make the screen 100%, right? Like, so like if I were to print this out, like this is how the thing, the thing is supposed to work, right? Jake says texture details two ought to not collide with what's already established too. Using assets willy-nilly without thought on that gives it away too fast. Yeah, and that's what I usually see. So yeah, so the quality of the line, you see, what bothers me about this, as much as it's like, oh, that was fun to do, right? The quality of the line, it doesn't look good. Like I can see that it's, I mean, I don't know if you can tell it on the screen, but on my screen, that shit's blurry. Like it's almost like it's not really clean. Like, so it wouldn't make sense for me to use, I couldn't use it straight because one, the line's too thin. So like I don't know, like can we adjust? No, I don't think so, right? I think once it's once it's done, right? And it's like, oh, it's like, so it's not, it's only like I would have to re-ink it, re-ink this pattern for it to look right on my piece. Like I couldn't just use it straight, and like I said, I don't like the resolution of it. Like this is at 100%, and I'm not happy with it at all. And also it looks like a brush. It's a little too pristine. for how I work. It's like, it doesn't have like, I don't know, my wobbly lines or something. I don't, even inking digitally, I don't have the cleanest lines. That's not, because in the end, it's like, look, that's just what it is. That's just my style. I guess it's like, what is it? A style is just the mistakes you commit to. You commit to doing over and over and over again. Um, so, so as fun as that was, it's really, I mean, does it really save me time if I have to re-ink this? You know? Um, it's like, yeah, it's like what Jake said, that it's good as an under drawing, that you do ink afterwards, right? Let's see. So another one that, oh, which one is this? Okay, so this is a fancier one. So let's see. So this one might be a little closer because I can tell that the lines are bolder. So I guess the quality, okay, let's go back to 100%. Right? I mean, it's still kind of on the blurry side. I'm not really, because if I were to, right, just go to my inking brush, right? Go to my inking, and then I draw a line right there, right next to it, right? You can kind of tell it doesn't belong there. That it's like, oh, yeah, that's an asset. That's a brush. It's like, I'm not like, I don't know, like, would it be worth it for me to like kind of like ink over it to kind of like, actually I shouldn't be doing this on the same layer, because then after so many undos, actually let's put it on a separate layer. Let's do that again. So let's take the texture, right? So now I have, all right, so now I'm on a separate, right? So let's do that, right? I mean, it's still, I guess, like the quality of the brush, like I said, the quality of the brush depends on the person who made it. So okay, so now let's take like my pen tool, right? My felt pen. So, like, this would be the line I would be making, right? So if I were like to say I wanted to ink it in so that it fits in with the rest of the character, right? Say I'm just, inking that in, and, or what have you. I mean, I think the precision of it would make it look weird. Like I would kind of, I don't know. I kind of feel like I would have to kind of like mess it up a bit, for it to like feel like it's part of the image. But even then, you know, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I would just have to kind of like figure it out a bit more. Like, I don't know, like, how convincing that, I mean, I don't know. Is it meant to be convincing? I don't know. Um, I mean, it's pretty, maybe, but I wouldn't want to use it on the like, what it is? I would probably only use this on kind of maybe like a pinup or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's a little like, I don't know. I guess I just have to like figure out what I'm going to do with it. Well, since we have it on a separate layer anyway, right? Oh, okay. So let's say, actually, let's try, let's go. Okay, so let's go back here, right? Let me see. Isn't there? Let me see. What is this? Yeah, you see, it kind of like that, kind of like, even as a pattern, that kind of looks fake. Let's see. Ornate scallop. Let's see. What do we got here? I do like the way the pen reverses the design, depending on the direction I'm drawing it in, right? Oh, like, okay, so, all right, so say instead of that collar, right? So, like, it's very not convincing, you know? Let's see, what else do we have here? We have ruffles. Okay, so we have ruffles here, right? What if, I mean, yeah, so, hey, Nicholas. Yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't, that's true. He says that they don't fit the organic nature of my lines. And it's like, yeah, that's what's kind of like bugging me. But okay, like say, all right, oh, okay. All right, so let's go back to like kind of like our inking brush, right? And so what if, right? So what if, I just went over it, right? Like I would have to kind of like, just kind of, I don't know, like just kind of go in and, but I mean, that seems like I think I have to agree. So far, I have to agree with Jake that it's like it has to be an underdrawing. Like you can't just like lay it down and then, like kind of like fuss with it. Like I would have to like ink it from, like put this down and then kind of ink it. Like I don't know if I would ink all this in. Maybe I would. Yeah, it's like yeah, that's yeah, Nicholas. That's exactly what Jake said. That he said that these textures work best like that. Now let's try something, right? So we're still on. Okay, we're still on our layer, right? So another thing that let's see. So another thing that I liked. Oh, it's clothing here. Oh, this is more ruffles. Okay, yeah, this is more. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that looks way too. Yeah. Um, like although it's like I did like, I don't know, this might have more potential for me because like I could, I could really see myself using that one. Like I guess like the simpler it is, like this would work. Like especially like, oh, especially for Loki's collar, because it's like he has the thing that looks like this, and then but then I would have to like fix it here, like because his collar kind of like goes like that, and then I would just have to fix it there. But like this is a much easier fix for me than, and I could make this fit in a lot easier than if that it was something like lace, right? Um, let's see. What is something else that I had here? Oh, look, here's a zipper. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Oh, I guess it's vector, so that's why it bounces like that to straighten itself out. Let's see what else. And because one thing that I was looking for, where was it? Well, I probably didn't. Like, especially for for issue 15. I need the one brush I need to find is a good rope brush. I know I downloaded it somewhere because I'm definitely going to need a rope brush. So, okay, so now we have something like this, right? So, like something like this, right? So let's say, again, it's like there's something about the asset that's just a little that does not fit, even with my pencils does not quite fit. um Although that's pretty cool though. I liked it. Like what I would do is like, yeah, I would take this and then I would ink over this, definitely. Uh let's see. What else do we have here? What is this? This is like maybe this one would work because that would be really easy for me to ink in because the lines aren't that much. So I could probably get this one to fake, you know. Um let's see, what is this? What is this? Oh, trees. Oh, look at all the trees. I mean, that would be kind of convenient, but I don't. Again, it's like I wouldn't use them. I wouldn't use them like by itself. You know. Um. Oh, that was fun. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, ivy. Let me see. What does the ivy brush look like? Oh, that's pretty. But again, it doesn't quite fit. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I would have to do like some tweaking. But that is nice though. I like that. I like that. Yeah, but you got to be careful with how you do your brush. Let's see. And what is this? Did we do? Oh, we saw this already. Uh Leaves. Oh, we saw that already. What is this? Oh, this is a larger version. And then oh, that like this was like poof. Hmm, I could probably ink that in. You know, I mean, and the thing is that there's no reason like for me to, and then I could probably build my own brush on top of it. You know, ink it in my way, and then poof. Or like I could ink this in, right, and then repeat that like it was a brush. Like, what was another? Oh, yeah, and the other one that I was really looking forward is flowers. Right? Is I love my garlands. You know, but again, it's like there's oh, this one's nice. Oh, that one's very nice. I like that one. I made some roses. I drew some. I inked in some roses that look similar to that. Um, hmm. That's definitely that's what is this? Oh, and these are like individual roses. Oh yeah, that would like I have yeah, I know exactly where I would use these. Yeah. So yeah, so those are the assets. Now let me see. Now if you were doing something like a cover and a frame, a piece with those larger leaves or even a lace brush, you were chasing the Harlequin romance covers. Yeah, there's a reason why I was like looking for those particular brushes with the flowers and the leaves, especially more like organic. Um Oh, although just for fun, yeah, Jake, I'm yeah. So, because I have one, because I have some butterflies, I have some roses, and it's like, yeah, if I could do a stamp like that, then which I can, then I can collect I can like build my own, and then not have to worry too much about whether other people created assets I can use. Yeah, but I thought that was really funny. Oh, and of course, that was also another one I was looking for. I was looking for specifically too. There are, yeah, this one I see myself using. This one definitely. Um, yeah, that one definitely. I know exactly where to use that too. Um, but yeah, that's a little ridiculous, right? Um, yeah, I thought there was a rope one. Did I not download it yet? I thought there was a rope. No, I mean, oh, was this it? No. Yeah, there was. I still haven't gone through everything that I've downloaded yet. What is this? Oh no. Oh, I have to. Oh, that's a brush. I have to install. Oh, okay. Just have to install it. Oh my god. Oh, let me see this chain. Okay, so let me do this chainmail because this was also something I was kind of having an issue with. Let me. No, no. What is this? Oh, it's toning. Is this a brush? Is this a brush? What's a brush? That's a brush tool. Let's see. Where'd it go? Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, where did my Oh, this is another one that I thought was interesting where it's just like background trees. Yeah. Oh, where did I put my chainmail? I wanted to see the chainmail. Oh, now I lost it. Border. This one I can kind of see using. This one. That one I might be able to you know, uh like architectural elements. Like I might be able to do something with that. Ah, right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So there was a chainmail one that I was kind of like, that background trees looks like an RPG map coastline. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was one that there were some brushes I downloaded, like specifically for maps. Like, I just have to find it's because everything's in Japanese, you know? Everything's in Japanese. So yes. Let me get back to this drawing, you know. But yeah, so that was my adventure in brushes so far, like trying to figure out, like, okay, how am I going to utilize it? How am I going to utilize the brushes? Right now, this thing, I don't know why I drew this thing. It's like it was good in theory, and then it's like, oh, I gotta draw this over and over and over and over again. So okay, so we have so we have that, right? So let's say, all right, so to divide it into threes, right? So instead of using a stamp, we are going to 1, 2, 3. We are going to we're going to do something really janky, just to kind of put the pattern in position. Nicholas says, I can spot the good pen in Japanese at 50 paces thanks to this program. The good pen. Yeah, what is that? Yeah, I think it's yeah, it's yeah, they have funny names for the good pen. Is that the G pen? The G pen default. Okay, so what did I do here? So we're going to do my fake lace, right? So we're gonna start doing that. we do things the old-fashioned way here. Right? So, yeah. So we're gonna do that. And then do that. And then, I'll worry about it when I ink it, So we have that, right? Now, yeah, so now, let's see. Oh, hey, Roy, hello. welcome, hello. Yeah. So, hold on. Let's see. So let me just bring this out a little bit more so I can see it. So, okay, we got that first row down, right? So now I want to do that. I want to alternate. So, see, who needs a pen? Who needs a stamp tool for this, right? We could do it by hand. Okay, so we got that. So again, although I messed up that middle one, so let's do that. There we go. Okay, then there we go. Right, and then we're just going to do the same thing here. We're just going to connect these. We're just going to connect these. Right, it. And now there we go. There we go. That was faster than trying to find a stamp brush, right? I would think so. And then we do my little squiggles here. Yes, this is lace. Take my word for it. These are ruffles. Take my word for it. And there we go. So it's like there. I didn't have to, fuss with a brush, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to there we go. We're just going to do that. Do that. And then the little doohickeys in the middle. And then at least this way, it looks like it belongs to the piece because that's how I draw. Roy says, Roy says, good to see you again. Thank you. Thank you so much, Roy. Thank you. It's like, it's like us gray muzzles got to stick together. And then what's funny is, how much it's like I'm coming full circle. It's like I was just showing off these sketchbooks that are going to be on my next campaign. And it's artwork from back in the day, from back in the fandom days, and it's just like time truly is a flat circle. Of finally putting collections as many. I do have to wow, it's like, it's a shame that I don't have that I lost so many of those pieces. Because either I sold them or they just disappeared somehow, because it's like either I don't know, there's a lot of pieces I can't find, a lot of even masters I can't find, so whatever I can find, I'm just happy to be able to put in a sketchbook again. So let's okay, so I think we can do that here as well. There we go. So sometimes a shortcut really isn't a shortcut. Because honestly, it's like it's sometimes it's just faster for me to just do whatever these, whatever this is. Thank you. Thank you. Um, oh, yes. And Nicholas is saying, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Right? Yes, please do. If you are joining us and you are not a subscriber to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of my shows, any of my live streams go live. And interesting statistic. So it seems like I have a higher than usual subscriber base. That I have more people who watch my show who are subscribers than not. Most of the time, it's reverse, where most people are watching shows, because I do it all the time too. Like, you watch a channel without subscribing to it. Like, some channels say that it's like it could be up to like 80%. Like, of their, like, they have the views but they don't subscribe, and according to my analytics, most of my subscribers are actually watching. So be one of those subscribers, please. Subscribe to my channel, and so that we can share in more artistic, I don't know, whatever it is we're doing here. We're just sketching. Okay, so let's all right, so now we're going to, let's see, so now we're going to do the, here we're going to do the corset. Oh, let's hold on. Wait, cancel. No, I do not want to delete. Why do I want to delete? No, I don't want to put an extra layer. Let me see something. Let's go back to laces, right? Lace brush. What if, right? What if? Yeah, I wish that there was. Oh, can we? Let me see. Oh, maybe if I up the stabilization, maybe it wouldn't get so wonky. Brush density is already at 100%. So I say, so it doesn't give me the option to like thicken the lines. So you see, that I could use, that I could work with. Right? Yes, Jake. Thank you, Roy. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying. It's like, I don't know, are you sticking around or are you just passing through? So yeah, you see, that I can use. This lace thing I can use. But we're not going to use it just yet. But it is nice to see that it works. I can use that. So let's see. Okay, so let's go back to our brush, right? Our regular pencil, right? And we're gonna do the same thing here. So we have two, right? So we have one here, and then here, and then here, right? Right, and then right. Oh, just okay. So Roy is just passing by. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed so far what you're seeing. Oh, isn't she has a crazy face? Yeah. So I'll catch you on Facebook. Right. So we're just going to do the same thing that we did up there. We're just going to do that. Right. Right. Oh, thank you, Roy. Let's see. And there we go. So we got that. Okay. So there. Okay. All right. It's coming together. Let's see. So now, okay. So now we just have to. let's see. So now it's the big old dress, which technically should be easy. Technically, um, you know, the thing is though, it's like I like her feet. I don't want to cover the feet. So let's see. So okay, so let's. All right, so okay, let's. It's kind of like a bell shape, right? Right, and then it's like we have this part, right? Okay. So now, all right, so now we have this stripe right here. I'm gonna do that. And then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I just confused myself. So we have to do 3 lines. So 1, and then 1, 2, 3. 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It looks about even. Okay. All right. So all right. So I guess it's like okay. So what we're gonna do is so we're gonna put the let's kind of like try to imitate what another stamp. So we're gonna do the big ruffles, right? So we're gonna do that, right? And then we're just gonna go like that. Is that what they look like? Is that what the big ruffles look like? Something like that. Right, and then we're just going to something like that, right? And so now I'm just going to like, oh, well, luckily I put another layer. Luckily, oh, how very fortuitous that I ended up. Let's see. So, it's still, it's not looking very natural, but we're going to kind of like try to fix that. But because it's on another layer, maybe we can kind of like adjust it a bit. Oh, because we put we can adjust it a bit. And just so I can kind of like see what I'm doing, I'm going to fill that in, I'm just going to create like a quick mask. There we go. All right. So we're just going to, there we go. The paper dolls, right? That's what it looks like. There you go. Yeah, paper dolls now. Let's see. So okay, so now I can kind of see better what I'm working with. And okay, so I should have stuck with the original. Okay. Well, oh. Okay, I should have stuck with the original. Oh, okay. So that's going to have to redo my mask. That is funny. That is kind of funny, isn't it? Okay, let's. Okay. All right. Okay, paper doll, paper doll. All right, so let's. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So now we're going to. Okay, we're going to go back to this. All right. So this is that part. All right. And we're going to do our little squiggles because we don't need brushes here. We don't need fancy brushes here. We're just going to do our little squiggles. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna poof this top part out. Okay. We're gonna poof it out. Okay, there we go. All right. And then we are going to start doing the same here. So oh, okay. So there was something that I heard going back a little bit to the AI thing, right? So there was something that I heard that kind of like a guy proving, like, one of those reels, a guy proving that AI doesn't exist, right? So the main thing of his argument, right, is that it's artificial intelligence doesn't exist because if it's intelligent, it's not artificial. And if it's artificial, it's not intelligent. Discuss. Yeah. So what do you think of that assertion? Artificial intelligence doesn't exist because if it's artificial, it's not intelligent. And if it's intelligent, it's not artificial. But it could also be an oxymoron, right? Jumbo shrimp, you know? Maybe it's like something like that. And also the argument that he was making too is that also the fact that it cannot create anything. Like, okay, like like this technology can only make things based on what existed before. Like, so if you asked it to do, okay, chat, whatever the fuck, make me a script for a cowboy movie, right? So what it'll do is that it'll scan the millions of data, the terabytes, or whatever, the flops, whatever they call it, of information, searching for every cowboy script, and then mashing it together to, to create this script, and it'll spit out a cowboy script. But if cowboy movies never existed, it could not create a cowboy movie. And in the end, what this guy was saying, the only thing that makes this technology special is speed. All it's doing is Googling faster than a human can. And it is retaining the information of billions of bytes of information at the same time that we can't. That's the only thing that it does. It's not creating anything. It's not intelligent. It's not doing anything. It's just glorified Google. Right? So yeah, so it's like, so that's his, so that was like his assertion, that it's like artificial intelligence doesn't exist. It's not thinking. It's just finding shit faster than you can. But if the information doesn't exist, it doesn't create it. Although there has been, I don't know if this is kind of like the same thing, but there have been cases that GPT does actually it hallucinates information, but it's not making up information as much as it's giving you information it thinks you want. Like it's like you kind of like how Google works according to your search. Like, so how you search for things, what you look at, like it's assessing. It's pretty much like an algorithm on steroids, right? It's paying attention to what you're already like looking at and clicking on and paying attention, and then putting back information to you that it feels you want to see. It's not really creating anything. They call it, like I said, they call it hallucinating information. It's just catering what it's giving its results according to what you've already established you want to see. Right? Yeah, it's a web crawler on speed. That's what the guy was talking about. That's kind of like the assertion that I got from him. It's a web crawler. That's all it is. It's not creating anything. And it's like, and I think that like all these articles that we get from like all these tech guys, like, oh, it's the most dangerous thing we've ever done, or it's like, oh, it's so stupid, there's no sense to regulate it. I mean, either way, oh, hey, Michael. I mean, like either way, it's just them trying to hype up the technology that really isn't what they're saying it is. That it's like, oh, it's either too dangerous to regulate, or it's not, or it's too stupid to regulate. Either way, what they're trying to do is create this mythology that makes the technology seem a lot more complicated than it really is. So that people who don't know any better could just lie down and spread their legs. Go, oh, I guess we have no choice then. No, we do. We absolutely do. So I know I've spoken, right? Tech bad. Hire me as a consultant to find out why. Right, exactly. Because I'm currently I'm in the marketplace for a new laptop / tablet, right? Something that's portable, that I can take with me. That's the definition of portability. So that I could do this work on my computer, on the go. So it's like, so I can run Photoshop, I can run Clip Studio, and I can continue doing my work while I'm traveling. That actually I have to admit, I really do love this whole paper doll type of thing, with the layers. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I like the way that looks, but I do like the way that looks. In the end, it's like, it doesn't matter if I can't see her feet. That's kind of just how it's supposed to look, right? So it's like, yeah, so I could do that. I can run Clip Studio, I can run Photoshop, and I can work on the go. So before I was looking at an iPad, but I really don't like Apple products at all. So like I was seriously looking into it, but nothing really convinced me that I needed an iPad, right? And I really didn't like the fact that if I got an iPad, I would have to like buy special app versions of all the programs that I'm using, as opposed to just using the program I already have the license for. So, and in the end, it's like, I didn't like the fact I still needed a keyboard, and, it was just like, okay, I like any Mac products is off the table to begin with. So Then I was looking at a Surface that came highly, a Surface Pro came highly recommended. They said this, like, look, it runs Windows. You're already familiar with it. There's no learning curve, you know, like you would if you bought an Apple product. You know, so, you know, it's like, go with a Surface Pro. So, that's, oh, your Surface just died. About a year. Oh, that sucks. I mean, it's like, usually I could get I mean, you must have had, like, there must have been something faulty with it, because I've never had a laptop like die that quickly. And Surfaces are expensive. They're too expensive to die after a year. So I was searching B&H Photo, because that's where I would buy it from. I wouldn't buy it from Best Buy. I'd buy it from B&H Photo. Although technically it would be the same thing. It's like, I don't know, B&H, you know, I don't know, because I would get the plan, the service plan from B&H. I would just trust that more. I don't know. So, oh, we forgot our hair. So yeah, so I had a couple of them saved, you know, so in my wish list, right? And then it's like about last week I realized that the all of the everything that I had saved, all the surfaces that I had saved in my wish list, they all disappeared. Everything related to a Surface disappeared in my wish list. I was like, oh, that's really weird, right? And then it's like the ones I went looking for them again, and the ones that I had, they were all like discontinued. So it's like, okay, so let's see what's coming out, right? So, you know, so now it's like, so now they put up, they started to put up the new versions that are coming out. So it's the Surface Pro, whatever the fuck, with Copilot. You know, so it's the AI version of Surface. I guess Microsoft, you know, they say they're coming out with an AI optimum Surface Pro, right? And I like the Surface Pro as opposed to a Surface Pro laptop, because I like the way that I could use it as a tablet and then have the keyboard angled separately, so it's really convenient for me to work. Like, I can have like a similar setup I have with my Wacom right now, where I have the Wacom in front of me and I have the keyboard on the side, because I use a lot of keys, keyboard shortcuts. So then it's like, I was looking at the specs, and it's like, you know, everybody's like going, yeah, this Copilot thing is really shady and whatnot. And, you know, it's, nobody wants to use AI garbage. And it's like, which is true. But, you know, I just figure that if the tablet is good enough to run the processor hogs that are any AI, anything, which I wouldn't use anyway, like, I would just shut everything off. You know, I would just shut all the AI bullshit off, you know, if I could. And I would just use it. And I'm sure, then the processor for Photoshop and Clip Studio, I mean, it's going to be flying, right? You know, because then it's like, if it's strong enough for that, then it's definitely going to be more than enough to run Photoshop and Clip Studio. And in spite of all the AI shit with Adobe, because I use an older version of Jake says it's possible to debloat it. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Like, I used the 2023 version of the Adobe suite, because when they did an update that like kept glitching the programs, and I couldn't use it, so I had to like uninstall it and reinstall an older version, and I've pretty much stayed there ever since. So when they started introducing all this AI bullshit along with the dubious terms of service, technically it didn't affect me, because I wasn't using any AI compatible Adobe product. I mean, I even shut it off in in their version, their newest version of Acrobat. Like, so none of the Adobe products that I'm using uses any AI technology. It's not integrated into the system, so I don't have to worry about it. So when they were saying it's like, oh, we own your shit, right? So again, I really do think it has more to do with the cloud. If you store your files on the cloud, they take that as consent to take your files and feed it into their AI. I don't use the cloud. I don't use their cloud at all. So again, I'm not worried about that. But yeah, with so with the Surface Pro, if I get one with Copilot, the newest ones with Copilot, yeah, but the first thing I'm going to do is try to disable all of that, right? Don't need it, don't want it, right? Nobody asked. And then it's like, okay, now I have a computer that's strong enough to run Photoshop and Clip Studio on. And it should be able to last, and it's like, and it should have enough longevity that I wouldn't have to worry about buying a new Surface Pro for several years, you know? So the only problem is that, oh my God, like the shit is like $2,500, you know? Yeah, because it's like I would have to buy the Surface Pro, which is just a tablet, and then I would have to buy the keyboard and then the pen, the special pen, right? So so yeah, so it comes out to like around $2,500, which I found really funny because if I ever had to rebuy my Cintiq, right? Because right now I'm working on a 16 Pro. If I had to buy this again, I would go straight to the 24-inch, which is like $500 more expensive. I was being really cheap when I bought the 16 Pro. I was being cheap, not really practical. The larger screen would have been much better for me, but I go, oh, I don't want to spend that much money. No, I should have gone with the larger screen. You know, but again, thanks to Clip Studio Paint, it really it made me appreciate the smaller screen that I have now, the 16. Oh, Jake says he's planning to go for the 24. Yeah, because the price difference isn't, I mean, it's not that bad that you can make the jump from the 16 to the 24, and that's what I would do, right? But the ironic thing about it, the thing that surprised me was that getting a 24-inch tablet, a 24-inch screen with the bracer, the thing that attaches that you can adjust it. Forgot what it was called. It's also $2,500 for it. So it's like, so a 24-inch Cintiq with the bracer thing costs just as much as if I had bought, if I buy the Surface Pro with, you know, with the keyboard and the pen. And I was just really surprised that they were like almost identical in price. And it was just like, oh, you know, talk about it. It's like, okay, hopefully the Cintiq lasts long enough. You know, no, I actually what I use is a yeah. So here's the 16, right? And then I just use oh, it's connected. I use I can't show it. It's I use a laptop stand. I use a heavy duty laptop stand. Yeah, and I just put it on here so I'm able to adjust it. Like, because the Cintiq, I saw somebody do that in a video. And you know, and we're going, oh, really? I don't have to buy the fancy bracer thing, the support brace, right? I could just use it on a laptop stand. And it's worked fine. You know, what did I pay for the stand? Hold on, let me see. What did I pay for that? Yeah, it's an aluminum computer stand. Okay, they don't have it. Okay, so it's not available anymore, but I paid $22 for it. So yeah, so I paid 22, and it holds my Cintiq just fine. It's pretty stable. Um, I was a little concerned that because even on a Cintiq, I'm kind of a little heavy-handed. There's no reason for me to be heavy-handed, but I am, and I was afraid that it would like start sinking. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't move. It doesn't budge an inch, and it holds the Cintiq just fine. So yeah. So it's like, yeah. So yeah, I saw somebody do that on a video. Um, so yeah, so with like if I bought a Surface, I would use it on this too if I needed to. Um, and then have the keyboard, and then because I actually have a second one that I keep in my travel bag so that I could put, you know, a laptop on it if I needed to. But if I had a Surface, I would just use it for that. So I had literally an identical setup, except it's a Surface Pro, not the Cintiq, because the Cintiq is not really that portable. I've traveled with it, but it's really not that portable, and because it has too many wires, and it's like, and all that unplugging and shit, and it's like I'd rather not. Um, so yeah, so yeah, Cyber Monday. When is that? Is that that's after Thanksgiving, right? Because usually that's a friend of mine said that's like, yeah, always buy computer equipment at the end of the year, because then it's like the one that you want, because then the next model's coming in and then they put that one on sale. Um, so I'll probably keep an eye out. I mean, it's like, it's, yeah, because right now it's like the thought of spending $2,500 is like, no, no, you know. Excuse me. It's like I'd rather not right now. But so okay, so here's the piece so far, right? So okay, so here's what, so I'm going to do. Okay, since we don't need the paper doll anymore, right? I'm just going to merge these two layers. Because in the end it's like I don't need her legs, right? So this is just what I'm going to, you know, need her for. Um so okay, so we're going to save that. Let me save my file, right? And then what I usually do, just to show you. So I'm going to ink this in its own file, right? So let me shut off that blue line. Actually, I can delete that now because, oh no, I'll just leave it for now. And so, I'm going to ink this here in this file, right? And then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to copy the layer, and then I'm going to bring it into my template here, right? So let me find, let's find this one. Okay. All right. And where are you? Oh, okay. So there you are. So here she is, right? And then all I'm going to do is just, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to outline her. So look, yeah, or else it's not going to work. Or else you're not going to be able to see it. So let me just do just a quick little outline here. Okay. All right, we're going to fill that in. There we go. So now you can see what's going on. Okay, so now, all right, so now I should be able to paste her in. All right, so we're just going to resize her. Oh, wait, what am I going to? Okay, I'm confusing this with Photoshop, right? So, and then, so it's like just to see, how she's going to look there. So that's the position that she's pretty much going to take, right? Oh, I have to draw her magic too. Let me do that before I forget, right? because just so I remember, she's not waving high. Yeah. So there you go. So we're gonna leave it at that. Um, right. So this is like pretty much how I'm putting together this cover, and then the idea for the background is I took a panel from a scene that's in the book already, and then I'm going to redraw it to fit this layout, to fit this layout. So that's why it's like, it's just, all I did was just I cropped it and I just plopped it there just for the reference. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw it so that it fits as a background. But so that's pretty much what the cover is building up. I know it's like, if you want to see the first part of this cover, it's literally the last live stream that I did. I haven't worked on this. Well, I have worked on this cover since, but just not on the live stream. On the live stream, we started very polite of her. She could be waving. Very polite. Yes. Right. So yes, if you want to see the beginning of this piece, go back to the previous live stream. That's where I started, and I worked. I think I worked on Ravenwood. I was working on Ravenwood, so I was starting with him, and then I built up in between, and now I just have these two characters left to finish. So, which is good. Probably because it's like after the show, actually, we're almost at the top of the hour, so let's cut the music. I think I'm pretty much going to call this I'm pretty much going to call this piece done for now, for the stream. It's not finished, but I think, like, the fact that we got a complete character, the complete character that we were able, so it's something, we finished something on the stream. So, right. So here's the character. Here is where she's positioned on the cover. So yes, look at that. Oh, we have a Joe D in the house with a Jake. Now you know what that means, right? Oh,
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogo Guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogo Guys.
Oh my God, we're official! We're official! Right at the end of the show. So there we go. Oh, hey Joe, how you doing? Oh my goodness. It's just not a show, isn't it? Until we play the clip. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what, Jake? You're right. This is, I think that's a good ending. For, look at that. Even Einstein agrees. I think that's a good ending, a good place to end the show on, right? So here's the cover that I was working on, so so let's see, let's go back to, there we go. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's looking, yes, it's very crowded. Yes, it is very, very crowded on that cover. Like I said, it's like, with EGORAVEN, I can kind of, I pretty much have the base and that's it. But with Tall Tales, though, it literally is a cast of thousands. It literally is so many characters, so yeah, yes, it is a wonderful group photo. Well, so yes, that is a perfect ending for the show. Thank you so much for Joe coming in and allowing allowing the clip to play. Thank you so much. Um, and of course, thank you to Jake for keeping me company. Thanks to Michael, to everybody in the chat, to Michael, to Roy Pounds. Thank you for showing for coming over. For Nicholas, who else popped in? Joseph, always welcome. Ephraim, thank you so much for keeping me company on this stream. We actually got some work done. I'm actually pretty happy that that we got her done. So, oh no, I don't have to save that. She only goes in there when she's inked. So we at least got that done. I'm very happy with it. We got to play around with some Clip Studio brushes that I still kind of don't know what I'm going to do with, but we can. I have a pretty good idea as to what I'm going to do with it. So we'll see. Like I said, it's like probably I'll just most likely I'll just make up my own assets using them as a base and then just keep it moving. Just keep it going from there. And yes, I want to thank, oh my God, I didn't even mention my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. Yes, I did notice you at the beginning, but I get distracted. You know how it goes. But thank you so much, everybody who is also watching. If you couldn't join us in the chat, at least, I hope that we learned a few things, we saw a few things, and we, had a good laugh at the end of it. So, I hope you enjoyed yourselves here. I hope you got some work done. I hope everybody in the chat got work done too, so thank you so much for joining me today. Let's see. So, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? Poof. And no, those are my covers. And poof. And there we go. And poof. There we go. Yes, and I just want to make an announcement that I am on Substack. I have opened up an account on Substack, and I have been trying to regularly blog on there. And the link is in the show notes if you want to sign up for my Substack. It is free. All the content so far is free on my Substack. And right now, what I am doing is I am serializing my Secret of Nim fanfic that I wrote in the late 90s, early 2000s. I had it on my website, but I never liked the way it looked on the website. Like, I always found it a little hard to read, but on Substack, it is completely, in a perfect environment for people who like to read on their phones, especially. So I'm serializing my fanfic. It's an illustrated fanfic that I did years ago. Share the cringe and embrace the cringe, actually. And I'm uploading it to my Substack, and I am also uploading the novelization for EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. The first chapter is already up there, so it's like a preview for everybody. If you wanna check it out, like especially if you've been following the comics, and you get to see the difference between the comics and the extra scenes and the expanded scenes that are in this novelization that I'm working on. The idea is that I want to collect all these chapters into its own novel that will be a kind of like a complementary book to the comic, and it'll eventually be out on Kickstarter. Also, this is literally my first draft that I'm uploading for shits and giggles, just for everybody to kind of like suss out the vibe on it and see how you're liking it. And I do intend to have it edited properly, so that it's going to go through a couple of edits. It's going to go through a final professional edit before it goes to Kickstarter, so you get also see me pretty much writing this book as I'm going along. So, and also whatever blogs I might, whatever things that I want to talk about as well, is going to also end up on the blog, on the Substack. So, like I said, if it's all free. So if you want to, so please go to my Substack, sign up for the mailing list to get these articles sent to your phone, sent to your email, sent to wherever you'd like to read it. I'm having a really good time there. And yeah, and it's like I said, it's like I'm going to be using it as kind of like, yeah, it's like as I'm writing to upload so that everybody can preview the novel as as I write it. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so and by signing up you get free PDF. So if you're not familiar with my work, sign up for the Substack and you will get a link to all these free books, samples of all our titles of EGORAVEN, of Tall Tales, of the Oswald Chronicles, that you will be able to get just by signing up to my Substack. So thank you so much in advance if you decide to do that. But if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and all my other stuff, my campaigns, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook and now Substack. So you can also, you can join there. And also you can, especially on my Facebook is where you see all my current work in progress, all my live updates. Substack is just more blogs. But Facebook, if you want to keep really up to date with what I'm doing, that's where you're going to find everything. And especially once I finish this cover, it's going to end up on Facebook as well first. So head on over to EgoWorks, head on over to Facebook, head on over to Substack. So, and also remember, you can find me here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. And if you're, like I said, if you're watching from Facebook or Twitch or any place else, even if you're watching it from Twitch, it's like I'm still broadcasting to Twitch, but I really appreciate if you come over to YouTube and also subscribe to my channel as well on YouTube. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my live streams go live. Yeah, and also remember, EGORAVEN Air the First Unicorn Volume 2 on Kickstarter right now. Where's my stuff here? EGORAVEN Volume 2 on Kickstarter right now. We have a little over 2 weeks to go on the campaign. Link is in the show notes and in the chat as well. So if you haven't pledged, if you pledged, thank you so much. And if you haven't pledged yet, I hope you can. I hope that this is something that you would like to put in your collection. But if you want to check it out for free, before, you want to commit to the trade paperbacks, you can read EGORAVEN Air the First Unicorn for free. It uploads every day, Monday through Friday, at my website, at egoworks.com. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, like what I've been drawing on the show right now, you can head on over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com, and you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. So you can catch up on that before the trade paperback comes out on Kickstarter later this year. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. It's like, and if you're watching this for the first time, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you were entertained at least. But thank you so much for joining me. And I have no quippy ending, like I do on the vlogs. But you know what? Just be better today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow, make sure you're better tomorrow than you are today. We'll go with that. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time.
You are all weirdos. Ugh.